Hello, hello, hello. Sir David the Bard, coming to you out of Kangaroo City, down here in Australia, hiding from the Mormons. I'm not hiding anymore. I'm not hiding. They know where I am. Anyway, welcome, welcome. Sabbath morning. Sorry, some of it's a little bit in there. I had a letter from a man on one of my comments. I just look at a few comments here and there. I have thousands of them. I can't get into them. It's too many. And I have to admit, it brought tears to my eyes. He's 41, and he'd been a member of the Mormon Church for 30 years, and then got out. And now he's lost. He has no friends. He has no social skills. He has no house, no car. I've been thinking about it for 3 or 4 days. And here's what I would say to those of you who only appear to be hopeless. Life is a long journey. I'm real close to 70, and yes, I did have a nice birthday. You people have a mind like a woman. And Anna, I'll try to remember to wear my shirt for you again. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. Bart, don't go there. Anyway, life is a long pursuit, and there's windows to life. Right now, if you look into this window of this man, it's pretty hopeless. It wasn't always that way. If you look back, there were times of joy, happiness. He was married, had children, accepted among friends, thought he was going to be a god, thought that he was in a prestigious, a peculiar people. Yeah, they were peculiar people, all right. We have to look at the windows of our lives. Sometimes they're categorized by years. You put them in decades. Sometimes you can categorize them by marriage, non-marriage, or divorce. Old, young. Here's what he taught me. Here's what he taught me. To enjoy the minute. Here's my example. There's a great big huge buffet of food out in front of you. And it makes you very, very hungry. All of us. Especially the Bard. I like lemon meringue pie. So I get a lemon meringue pie and I put a piece in my mouth. And rather than sitting back and thinking and pondering, meditating, and enjoying that one piece of pie, that one bite of pie, my eyes are down the table on hundreds and hundreds of other things. I missed the sweetness of that bite. This man taught me, you've got to take life by the bite, maybe by the balls too, I don't know. We need to savor the moment. The rest of that food on that buffet could be taken away in an instant. And we missed the taste of that meringue pie because our eyes were bigger than our stomach. I tell my kids that all the time. Many times as adults, we tend to focus on what we don't have. He's got a nicer car, she's got a bigger house, she's more beautiful, etc., etc. I've learned to sit back a little bit, slow down a lot, and savor the moment. I don't know if I'm going to record tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be dead tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to feel like it tomorrow. But this very moment, I feel like sharing. This very moment, if there's any way I can lift that man and others that I know are out there. Some of you are disabled, some are in wheelchairs, some have so damn much pain, I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. Remember the times we were young. Memories can be good. Memories. I was thinking of sex. I'm always thinking of sex. But anyway, the moment, I mentioned this once before, a video way back. I had one wife, and she and I were good at sex. And there were 3 or 4 times in 9 years that we had sex, and we both came together and went into another world together. I remember that. And every time I look at my ridiculous, pathetic penis, I go, there was a time, Zorro, you didn't have a mask. The Lone Ranger is off his stallion. And I think back, damn. And I remember, I was in my 20s, and I remember thinking at that moment, enjoy this moment. Enjoy this girl. You may not have her again. Well, of course, I had her for 9 years, 3 times a day. Frankly, that wasn't enough. It should have been 6 or 7 times a day, but I try to respect the woman. Anyway, if we savor the moment, we're happier. And I'll tell you what, as an example to those of you who have thought about suicide, thinking that your lives are worthless, etc. The last time I tried to commit suicide, I hadn't made one video. Not even one video. My kids were, 5, 6 years younger. And look at my life since then. Am I king of the mountain? That's Donald Trump. But I'm happier. I've come to peace with who I am. I also have resigned from the Mormon church. Back those years, I think I was still a quasi-member. Made me miserable, wish I was dead. And I'm saying, remember, what you're seeing right now is a window. Whether it's a large window, picture window, or whether it's a little tiny window, you don't know, I don't know, doctor doesn't know, psychiatrist doesn't know. Medication can make a difference. My doctor prescribed me an additional antidepressant. I can't even name the name of it because the drug companies are making a fortune off of me. I take 10 or 12 drugs a day, and that's the legal ones. Anyway, the medication can make a difference. You don't have insurance, you don't have money, God, that's a bitch. That's a bitch if you can't participate in that. My doctor prescribed me a new med. I went over to the store, and they had it ready for me. And they said, there's 30 pills here, there's enough for a month. I said, hey, that's good. How much is the copay? $400. I said, did you submit it to insurance? He goes, yeah. Yeah, they paid $3. $21 or $22 a pill? Yep. $600 for 30 pills. $700 for 30 pills. He says, do you want these? I said, no, I'd rather be depressed. I can't afford that. So I called my doctor. He phoned in a generic, and I haven't got over and gotten that. So medication can make a difference. Illness can make a hell of a difference. It hurts to stand up or walk. You got bed sores, or you're trying to get out of bed and you keep falling down like a fool. You're embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. This Medtronic computer I didn't have before. It holds my blood sugars right at, 130, 140 right in there all the time. I didn't think I could afford $4,000 to $5,000, $6,000. Somehow I got it. It's changed my life. I have to sit up. You know, I'm not totally against suicide. Protection. But you have the right, and I have the right, to determine how long we live and the quality of our life. No one else can determine that. Society can't tell us. You can't, die. We're going to keep you alive with pain medications and put a tube in you and keep you alive. Who the hell do they think they are? This is our life. And there comes a point with, especially bipolar people, about 25% of us don't die of natural causes. We die of unnatural causes, usually at our own hand. I'm not against that. If you're in a window of life where there's no hope, where there's no possibility of quality of life, who am I to say? Who's the doctor to say? Who's the bishop to say that we couldn't pass on? Every wife I married, I've had 6, I've always tested them before I married them and said, when I get so much in pain and my life becomes worthless and I ask you to put the medication next to my bed where I can reach it, will you do that? Some say yes, some say no. I don't have to ask for medication anymore. This is my decision. And you know what? It's your decision. Things can get better. It did for me. I wasn't sure how or why, but they have. I have now a really high quality of life that I've never had. This is a window in my life at around 70 that is the best. I'm happier now than I ever was in my 20s, 30s, and in my teens. Be careful when you're making these hard decisions. Depend upon your loved ones, those that admire you, you admire them, or people that are close that will tell you the truth. And then, of course, we all have to make up our own minds how long we want to live, when we want to pass on. That's not God's decision. That's not God's decision. If you believe that, you're silly. Doesn't hurt me. Doesn't hurt me a bit. Am I going to rot in hell? I don't think so. Am I going to be discriminating? I don't think so. But again, those are my feelings and my beliefs. I want to say there's hope. There's hope. And sometimes things can turn around in an instant. Many times as adults we look down the road and we can't see the end of the tunnel. It's just no light at the end of the tunnel. And yes, somebody can come into our life tomorrow and change our life for the better and bring us joy, happiness, peace, prosperity. That can happen at any time. You don't believe that? Whatever. But I'm telling you from experience that it can change. A significant other, a child. You've seen me adopt two children here in my old age. Abigail's almost 18, and the little one, Allison, is 13. They'll both be gone. I don't see Abigail much at all. She works 2 jobs and she's gone. But what a peace and a joy and a happiness those people have brought my life. You've seen me do 1 or 2 little videos with Miley Jane, the baby. Oh God, she's big now. Walking, talking, putting lotion on herself from my cupboards over there. And then I try to catch her, she slips away. I can't run as fast as a 2.5, 3-year-old girl. I just can't. The girls at BYU could also run faster than me. I could never catch one of them. So, to my anonymous friend, there was a time that I had no home and no place to lay my head. It wasn't very long. I'm not trying to pretend that I know what it's like to be homeless. There was times I didn't have a job. There were times that I had to live on my parents' living room floor and sleep there with my family and go without 1 or 2 meals a day so the rest of the family could eat. That's all changed. Can I say that's going to happen in your life? No. Can you say it's going to happen in your life? No. I'm only telling you my experience. If it's helpful, jump on it. But I'm telling you, there's been times, I've been where you are. And am I glad I didn't move on? I don't know. Moving on might have even been better than what I have now. I don't know. But most people want to live because they're afraid of dying. They've lived a shit life. They've hurt other people. They haven't worked hard. Something for nothing. They have skeletons in the closet. Believe me, if I had any skeletons, the Mormons would have had me off the air years ago. Believe me, they've looked everywhere. Not there. What you see with the Bard is what you get. I did apply for my concealed weapons permit, and if they, find that I haven't been arrested and I have a clean record, which they should, then I'll be able to put him there. And then if somebody says, "I'm going to kill you," and points a gun at me, I say, "Wait a minute, let me shoot you first." Anyway, have hope. Enjoy the one piece, the one bite of the pie. Don't look down an empty table and focus on the negative. I guess I'm hitting about the half full glass of water or the half empty glass of water. That's a true principle I've found in life. I look down the table and it's full of buffet and as much for once as I can eat. I remember the days where I'd buy a Big Mac, take the sesame seed bun, and pick the sesame seeds off it and give it to the kids. That was their lunch. I still get teased from my adult children that I would buy myself a hamburger meal and then just throw them a baby burger in the back seat. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've got enough kids that are saying it that they've either conspired to say it or it's true. I told my wife there was a time I never bought new tires for my car. I always drove the tires to the tread. The steel belted radials were showing, and they had traction in the snow. One of my other members wrote in, he said, yeah, they had good traction in the snow. Ball tires, my forte. I would go into gas stations where they sold used tires, and there was a little bit of tread left on them. $5, $7 to buy a tire. I just bought new tires for my Hyundai, $500. 18-inch, low profile, 160 mile an hour tires. I think back where I used to be and where some of you are telling me where you are. I would never have thought that I could buy tires for $500. Never. I bought a $36,000 car. Oh my God. Most of the places I've lived in, you could buy for $36,000. Times change. You change, I change. The world changes. Suddenly, something you have may become valuable. I didn't know coming on the video that would be valuable to anybody. I was just doing it for psychiatric help for myself. And now I've got, 1.5, 1.6 million people, hits, that have looked at me. I didn't know I had that skill, talent. So don't underestimate yourself. You may be a late bloomer. I didn't do shit till I was 65. And Colonel Sanders, he didn't make fried chicken till he was 65. So be careful. Don't pile a day or a week or 3 or 4 months in a row and go, well, nothing's going to be good. Pile 5 years. If in 5 years you're still unemployed You're still sleeping under your tree. You have no food. You have no medical, no dental. I know what I would do. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Wherever that is. Now, I name the important pieces of my life. Okay, this is Becky. When Becky starts squeaking, sometimes I can't hear that. Oh, right now she's speaking. So I've got to look at Becky Bear. Okay, and then I have to see I got high blood sugar. I put in 10, 15 units, and bang, it's right there. High blood pressure is gone, or the high sugar is gone. I named this. Most of you who watch me are Christians. I'm an atheist. His name is Jesus. Not Jesus Christ. He's a different Jesus. This sends people to Jesus. When the Mormons go to the temple and do magic handshakes, they think they're going to pass into the presence of Jesus. This 45, you're sure somebody's going to pass and see Jesus, and they may be very disappointed. So I'll say to my family, go get me Jesus. Kids, go bring me the gun. I went shooting with Mercy. She refused to shoot and scared to death of the gun. A couple days ago, I talked her into going over to the gun range and shooting with me. And when the first shots came out of the gun range, she was terrorized. She thought she was in a war. And damn, that girl got a hold of that 45. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And her target, she was hitting like this. My target was way out here, and she said to me, you know what? I'm a better shot than you are. I said, we don't talk about that. I was helping you. I had my hands on your gun. And the other day, I keep my gun in my car in plain sight. And I have my clips right there. They're not in the gun, but they're beside the gun. And we were riding along, and I said, well, you know, I have a gun now, and you shot it, so you can, you know, protect yourself. And what am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. Anyway, we're riding along in the car, and she knows you can't pick a gun up and point at somebody and pretend that you... Okay. You point a gun, or in Utah, there's no brandishing laws in Utah. You point a gun at someone in Utah, you've committed an aggravated assault. You can be in jail. You can be charged in jail. So Mercy knows that. So we were riding along, and I was teasing her and kidding her, and I said, well, you know, we're probably going to get along a lot better now that you're able to protect yourself. And, you know, I don't like to yell at you, and I don't like to be upset. And she reaches over, didn't touch the gun. She picks up the magazine and does this. Never said a word, but I got the message. I got the message. God, she's got a sense of humor. She's one funny girl. Don't give up. I'll give up when I'm finally in bed. I can't get out. I can't eat. People are having to, you know, wash me and whatever, and I'm just taking up space. The bard's moving on. You move on, I can't blame you at that point. But not at 41. There are many, many windows ahead at 41, and many of them are going to be good. I can, you know, promise you that.
You have a new message from the jail.
Oh.
Here is the message. Wait, ignore that.
So anyway, don't give up. None of you. Watch the windows. Some of them are big, some of them are little windows. Many of you believe in a superior being. That's okay. That doesn't hurt me. And if that, is a crutch that you can rely on, good. I love that. I think it's great. Remember, when you come out of the Mormon church, it's going to take you 5 to 10 years to adjust to the real world. You'll have no social skills. You'll have no friends. You'll have no self-esteem. You'll have no knowledge, basically, of how the world works. Employment is going to be very, very difficult to find and to function. You're not going to get along with people very well, and most people aren't going to like you. When you're in the cult, all of those things are done for you. They tell you what underwear to wear, what food to eat, how much money to give away, where to live, what to say, what not to say, where to be, and it goes on and on and on. Once you withdraw from that cult, millions, I'm exaggerating, millions of hours flash up in your face. What am I going to do? And if you want to date, you go, well, if you're married to a Mormon girl, you just say, spread them. Power of the priesthood. Honor me, the priesthood. In the real world, you don't say that to a regular wife. You are a partnership. You are a shared relationship. Sex is going to be hard and difficult. It's very difficult, and you're going to feel very guilty for 5 to 10 years. There's nothing you can do about that. The cult has basically tarnished and or ruined your life. You can get over it. You can get over it. It's a long time. Don't think that you're going to resign from the Mormon church and a year later you're going to be happily dating and making millions of dollars. I've had to build up to this. It's been, 13 years roughly. Now I'm out of the Mormon church, and I'm just starting to enjoy the fruits of the real world. So anyway, I just want you to help know that you can pray the Pele Ale. It won't do a thing for you. It's a true order of prayer according to the Mormons. Oh God, hear the words of my mouth. And you can chant and jump up and down, Pele Ale. You can also scream, health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins, and in the sinews, power in the priesthood be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. If that helps you, it helps you. It didn't do shit for me. And when people say, do you know Jesus? And I go, hell yes. I got the key to his kingdom. I can cause anyone to be resurrected. I can cause anybody to go to their final judgment with Jesus and join the celestial kingdom. Little Jesus is with me. So anyway, hopefully you understand parity. Hopefully you understand that I'm not advocating any kind of violence or any kind of unlawfulness anywhere. That's going to get all of us nowhere. The Mormons are nowhere, and they're very unlawful people. So anyway, don't give up. The Bard says, don't give up. All right, I'm not going to give up. I'm getting out of the chair. The Bard's gone.